And yeah, so this river should lead straight down into the Great Cave. It should cross through Almaria. And Southern Exile. We finally made it back. Okay, now we're not gonna get distracted though, so we're gonna fill out this side of the map. So this is the river. I'm just gonna go straight down and just kind of, you know, get this kind of filled out. I don't know if there's really a lot of enemies around here. I remember Mortis had like an undead problem. I don't know. I mean, we kind of resolved that, I thought, but I don't know if that's like the same in this game or not. Reach a small fishing village. The locals welcome you into pots of savory cave fish stew in conversation. After telling them what you know about how the war is going, you depart. So yeah, probably all of these dialogue is going to be the same. And yeah, this is Almaria. Very cool. I feel like these villages are new. I don't recall seeing them. We need to take the boat all the way down though, so we can get on the island though. Guarded Island. There was a heavily armed guard post on this island, watching for incursions by land and river. They greet you edgily and seem relieved when you leave. Fair enough. Let's go ahead and land. Well, actually, we want to Swede the sign. Almaria Bridge, toll 5 gold. That seems hard to say if it's, you know, expensive, because food is like, well, I guess one food feeds a person for, let's say, a day. And that's like, at a good price, you can get like, I think 6 food for like 1 gold, so 1/6 of a gold piece is a day's worth of food, or at least basic necessities, so 5 gold would be pretty expensive, I would think. You know, it depends on where you buy the food, of course. If you go to, what's the place called? The Abyss, right? They're going to basically extort you. That's kind of scary. A pit. But yeah, if you go to like a different place, you know, they're probably going to be nicer about it. Okay, let's go ahead and go to Almaria. Yeah, I guess we'll do this before we explore all of that. That's probably fine, I think. Oh yes, they have the cool kind of bridge entryway. At this end of the bridge, a novice guard asks you for the 5 gold toll to cross. Okay, so we could rush the gate. You know, 6 people trying to rush the gate. Yeah, we're not. Yeah, you know, we'll pay. Right? We got 15,000. So the fact that they're novice means that they probably get a lot of upset people when it comes to the toll. So this is the temple. I guess we'll start here. Been a while since we've been to a town, I feel like. A tall, thin, blonde woman sits cross-legged in front of a brazier, from which incense smoke billows. When you approach, she turns a serene gaze up to meet you. I am Miranda. Welcome. I seek a way for peace and tranquility when all that is around is death. A dream, perhaps unattainable, perhaps naive, but look around. Truly, what other dream is there worth having besides being able to seek one's own life in peace? One's life path in peace. All people do is try to find ways to cure one another. I see it in them. I see it in you. I saw it on the surface. All I can do is heal them when they fall, in the hope that they gain some wisdom in their recuperation. She sighs, and a half smile flits across her face. Heavens, I sound naive. Oh well. Okay, so I assume you, you know, I've never bought healing before. I'm kind of curious. 9 gold or 3 HP. So basically 1 gold, or I guess 3 gold for 1 HP. It's pretty expensive. I imagine she heals all afflictions though, like poison and disease and stuff. So I think there's definitely a reason to use them. You find a small private military dock from which supplies and soldiers are shipped to the northern cities. Looking around, it is clear that Almaria is a supply hub for the entire Exile army. That's quite impressive. So this place is definitely pretty important. That's just the same. So this is the docks, this is the city, and this is the city. You mean a mighty soldier of exile. She says, eyes you up and down. Even her eyelids have big muscles. Call me Shirley. Beating on anyone who causes trouble, or Empire soldiers, or anyone who makes lame jokes about my name, so watch it. You decide to watch it. Okay. I guess that's not a main... Yeah, huge storage bays. So, yeah, I don't know if we know like an approximate number of the Exile army, but it definitely seems to be pretty decent sized. As you pass this gate, guards check to make sure you have at least soldier clearance. Then they let you by. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll finish exploring up north. Commander's office. That's probably going to be a quest of some kind. This would lead us back this way. Uh-huh. I thought it looked suspicious that there was land that you could walk on. Beast pins, magi clearance. Okay, we definitely can't make it in here. Old rumors of places like this where Exile keeps creatures that may come in handy in attacks on the Empire. These pins are ever unguarded. Odd. Best tread lightly. Can't be that bad. I mean, I don't even see anything in your... Okay. Maybe this was a... Did I save? I probably... Yeah, I did save. Game saved. Okay. We're going to test this strategy out again. So... We're going to get everybody out of the way. And... Yeah, line of sight might be an issue. Okay. Charm. Yeah, that's bad. That's really bad. Can we hit him? Okay. He did not attack us though. So that actually worked out. We could save scum and just try this again and again and try to get the old basilisk. That might actually have been the smart move. I already saved the game, but I don't know. We don't need to save scum. Like, that's not really required. That's unfortunate. That's very painful. Alright, I think I'm gonna have a barbecue. What do I mean by that? I mean we're doing Firestorm. Okay, that's not exactly... Gotta go a little bit closer. That's not a lot of damage. Okay. Jeez. Yeah, nothing there. So I guess, yeah, probably should have used that as like an opportunity to try to get the old Maskless as like a summon. But it, you know, it's okay. We're not trying to min-max. Suddenly, the stillness of this dusty warehouse is broken by the loud popping noises of teleportation. Dust flies outward as Empire soldiers start appearing at the north end of the warehouse. There appears to be some sort of surprise raiding party, skilled and well equipped. And judging from the looks of irritation and surprise on their faces, they didn't expect a band of adventurers at the arrival point. The nearby guards call for help. The attack was charged. The guards behind you ready missiles, and you, as usual, are in the middle. Oh boy. That's unfortunate because we just kind of lost a lot of HP to fighting monsters that we didn't necessarily need to fight at that exact moment, but we all fine. You know, we can course everybody and we can east everybody. Nobody's super low on HP. The wizard's gonna be a problem though. Yep, that's not good. That's really bad. Okay. Let's think of a better strategy. That might... A better strategy would be to actually go outside and do ass. Let's go ahead and... well... It kind of ruins the tension now, but... Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't know where the inn is, so I can't really... you know... Find a place to ask if I don't know. That's the Bale Axe, right? No, it's the temple. Maybe this is the inn? No, that's the Axe. Well, I need to check this for secrets though. Oh. It all, you know, it usually pays to check for stuff. I don't know what the point... Okay, so this is the inn. I just don't know what the point of that secret passage is. Cool though, you know, that is... label. Okay, we gotta talk to all of these guys. Meet a heavyset Moor with a variety of weaponry. He eyes you and your gear and seems to approve of what he sees. He grants you a broad smile. Greeting, adventurers. I'm Monty. I'm heading on over to Blask. You know, about 100 miles west. They have a need for good fighters, though. I mean, that's crazy to just casually be like, yeah, I'm just gonna head 100 miles in this, you know, day and age where, like, obviously they don't have, like, vehicles, right? Like, they have ships, but there's not really... I mean, I can't think of any water system that heads directly west. So yeah, he's gonna be walking. Well, I don't know if they ride lizards yet. Maybe they can do that. But yeah, it's like kind of crazy. Vitals, okay. The Empire started attacking them a lot since the Barrios came down. They started lulling their way around the caves. Good place for a wolf to be, he thinks. Just between you and me, though, if you go there, keep your eyes open. What does that mean? Um, oh, the spine going on. Okay. That's just a rumor. That boss has a lot of trouble with that. Means they need good men all the more. Okay. I will save that. So, interesting. This guy might be important. Same one. Okay. Meet a woman with the look of having traveled from one end of exile to the other. She is perched on top of a stool, tuning an amazing rarity, a guitar. She stops tuning the guitar. Hello, travelers. I'm Gypsy. Traveling in planes, same as I always do. I just came over from Dorman. Ever been there? Big city under a hill, well to the west, probably the busiest place in exile. Interesting. Okay, I vaguely remember Dorman from the first game. I didn't know it was like one of the busiest places in exile, though. That's pretty impressive. Never seen people move faster in all of exile than they are now. You see, the big front between us and the Empire is just north of there. Lots of action, lots of fighting. I'm staying away from them for a while. Want to live to keep playing. With that, she plays a rousing song on a guitar. You stand entranced. It's been a long time since you've heard surface world music. Very cool. Okay. And I guess this inn is actually owned by a Slith. That's kind of cool. An immaculately groomed Nefal stands proudly behind. Oh, not a Slith. Sorry, I misspoke. But immaculately groomed Nefal stands about an immaculately clean ball. He looks nervous, as if he expects you're going to hate him on sight. Oh, that's sad to hear that. He bows. I am Humor. Welcome to my inn. His speaking is unusually clear for Nephil or Nephal. I own this inn. How it happened is an odd tale, but it is mine, and I run it with pride. You may buy my fine rations or get a room for meal 5 gold. Rhiannon, a kind lady, ran this inn before me. She took me in when I was but a kit, during the wars between your people and mine. She raised me, and when she died, may she find rest, the inn was left to me. People feared me at first, but they got used to me quickly enough. Now I own this inn. His lithe form stands proudly. Very cool. Good prices? Not really, but it is during wartime, so this is probably considered pretty reasonable. I mean, we've got tons of gold. We can buy some food, I guess. And yeah, a room would be nice. Nice. Okay, we are now fit to go back and fight the ambush. Might as well keep... Oh, there could be something behind you all. Guess not. Might as well finish exploring the town though, I guess. I think there's not a whole lot left. What is this big empty space? This is very strange. There's no way to get inside. Very suspicious. Okay. There has to be a way to get in, y'all. Okay, it has to be on that wall. it's a dead end, right? Yeah, yeah, very, very weird how it's a dead end too. This place is super sus. And then, yeah, this is the courtyard, I guess. So, this is so weird. What's the spell? I can't remember the name. Is it a priest spell? No, can't be a priest spell. It might be a priest spell, actually. Oh, yeah. That's not what we wanted. Why can I not figure out what this is? I swear we had a spell that could, like... It's fine. No, it's kind of awkward. There is a buxom, smiling woman with long black hair sitting behind the counter. A long row of bottles filled with brightly colored fluid all arrayed before her. I'm Rosemary. You can purchase fine potions here and sell pretty much anything. This is a time of great demand. Can't identify stuff. But she does sell potions, very expensive. And we don't have too much to sell because none of our stuff is identified, so I don't really want to identify it myself. I might have to though. But I prefer to just find somebody to do it. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, we are kind of going about this in an odd way, but we will eventually explore this whole place. It looks a bit chaotic at the moment, but meet a woman with short curly hair and skin pale even by Exile standards. You would think she was born here. She puts down the rapier shoe sharply to greet you. I'm Shannon. She waves at the weaponry surrounding her. You can buy all of this if you got the cash. It's tough getting good weapons and armor in these times, but we're clever. Well, Jay and I only come down here 2 years ago. We were good scoundrels on the surface world and we're better here. Thinking about lots of fighting, there's plenty to salvage. We search the passages around here for battlegrounds. It's grisly work, but Exile needs weapons more than scruples. Interesting. Yeah, we probably don't need any of this. Yeah. Dang. Really? Okay. Dang. Darn. Is old armor shop. Very interesting. We can't get inside now. There we go. Ah, okay. There's a tall, skinny guy sitting behind the counter polishing a shield. He's really pale, like all citizens of Exile, but not as pale as most. Even has a tiny bit of color in his cheeks. Hi, he greets you with a wide smile. I'm Jay. Well, you can buy all sorts of armor here, and then, if you want weapons, you can get them nearby. Nice. Yes, Shannon sells them next door. He grins. We came down into Exile together. We were some of the last ones to do so, just before the war started. It was tough, but we're adjusting. Okay. And yeah, we don't need any of that. This was the individual that we talked to. The apothecary. This is locked. Everything's locked in this town. Which makes sense. You know, I think that's realistic. I might want to close the door just in case.
Huh? Ugh. Huh? Ugh. Huh? Ugh. Huh? Ugh. Huh? Ugh. Huh? Ugh.
Yeah, that's not worth it. 24 gold for triggering whatever that was. Yeah. Okay. Guess we can just go this way, I guess. I mean, gonna be the same stuff, I imagine. Yeah, let's talk to this individual. Meet a short, round woman clad in rough mage's robes, designed for traveling. I'm Laura. Well met. My familiar and I head back to the Tower Magi. I want to learn more about the Venati, and that seems to be the best place. My magical animal companion, Daggle. If you see her, you can say hi, but don't expect politeness. She's not a happy animal. Oh yes, everyone's talking about them, but especially mages. A whole new people to learn about, to learn skills from. Pity so many of them hate us. Still, they're on everyone's mind. A soldier at Fort Emerald, he even claims, some of them will now buy. A soldier named Vaughn. Ask him about the Venati if you want. He claims some will now buy, although that's impossible. Must have been hallucinating. Interesting, okay. I mean, we were pretty familiar with them already. Man, this place is huge. Training hall. We actually could level up. You mean an aging dark-skinned man who moves around with uncommon grace. He bows deeply to you at the waist. I'm Julio. I train those who would be adventurers after me, those who can still have the youth to explore. I've been down here 15 years now. Most of that spent wandering, and most of that spent looking for an exit to the surface. Never found one, but someone else did. In the last place I was going to look. Can't get to it now. Empire owns that land. Feel they sealed it up, but good. Total waste. Still, another exit will be found one day, though not by me. When it is, I'll walk there, even if I'm 100. Wow. So, I know in the first game, I believe the exit to the surface was in the northwest, which is Empire lands now, so I'm wondering if that's what he's referring to. In other words, he was referring to the previous party of adventurers that we had in the first game, perhaps. Anyway, let's go ahead and train while we're at it. We can at least increase some stuff. Get some dexterity. definitely don't want intelligence. And that's it. Okay. Okay, we're almost there, guys. Almost there. This is huge place, though. Like, it's actually kind of wild. Like, maybe it's the same size as other towns. I just feel like it's really big. And still, this whole place, I don't know how to get in. Super suspicious. City Hall, oh my gosh. Okay, this is probably gonna have a mission for us, I would imagine. The secretary for City Hall snoozes gently behind the desk, almost totally obscured by the huge stacks of papers before him. He isn't paying attention, the plate on his desk says Duckworth. When you ask, he grumbles and shifts slightly in his chair. So, yeah, I don't know what to do with that. I guess we'll just walk in. Yep. A huge, bearded, bale of a man sits at the end of a table, staring at a scroll with distaste. The chair he sits on and polished table before him are unusually opulent for Exile. It would seem quite out of place, were not for his mail sash. Don't know why I read that with such theme, but he looks up. Ah, adventurers. Hello, I'm Mail Bevan. Staying out of the way of the military, mainly. Almaria is the safest town in Exile and the most central, so we're the supply depot for the whole army. He waves at the ocean of paperwork before him. It's a nightmare of paperwork, but at least we aren't under attack. He looks across the table at you. Adventurers. You're probably looking for a mission. Ooh. Mabel Bevan begins to look very somber. One of our more unstable mages, who went by the name Sixus, suddenly started to believe we wanted him dead and disappeared. Very interesting. What's more, he took lots of records with him. If the Empire caught him, it would be a disaster. Not to mention the harm he could do in his paranoia. We need you to either convince him to return, or, failing that, kill him. Do this and you will be rewarded. If you accept, go ask Abby about Sixus. You knew him. She's somewhere around the supply bins. Okay, so we need to talk to Abby. A voice says authorized people only, and the traps ahead are deadly, and the quest to rob Almaria is futile. I'll be the judge of that.